I've interviewed a couple of times, an absolute gem, musical genius, if you like, singer-songwriter in his own right, and he's done some other projects, and we might not talk about that, but we're going to talk about what he's up to now, and it's great to introduce once again the awesome Mr. Matt Hoy. You're on screen. There you go.
God bless you. I'll tell you what, checks in the post, mate.
No, you are though, mate. I've interviewed you a couple of times, and every time's been an absolute pleasure. And you're an interesting guy, very talented. Love your music. Yeah.
The new band House of Faye is something that's kind of brought me and pulled me back out of the quagmire, as it were. Do you know what I mean? It's given me something to get my teeth into.
Yeah. So how did you meet the guys then?
I'll tell you, Kirk. I'll tell you how we got together. It was done in secrecy, actually, and it was very skullduggerous how it was achieved, because Tony Mullins, who's the keyboard player in House of Faye, was the keyboard player in the other UB40, the original lineup. So that's attention, hasn't it? So what happened was a mutual friend of ours organised a meeting at his studios, and basically didn't tell either one of us. We thought we were just going on our own. But he organised the meeting, and then when I turned up there, Tony was there, and I walked in. So we sat down and had a conversation, and then Steve Clark turned up, who was the drummer and the MD in House of Faye, and we just started talking about music and what we if we were going to do anything in the future, what would it be, and then we put a band together. So Tony obviously left the original lineup. I think it was in 2021, 22, I think. Obviously, I left Ali's UB40 in 2021. So we've come together. So there's myself, Steve Clark, Tony Mullins, and Dennis Jarrett, who's played with Michael Rose. He's played with some amazing people. Steve Clark's played with Vibes Cartel, Beanie Man. He's worked with Elephant Man. He's worked with just loads of people. So the credentials are all there. But we just it all kind of slotted together really well. We kind of got on really well together. We started having the crack and the banter, should we say, more or less immediately. And since we've been in the studio, it's kind of gelled really quickly, and we kind of have fallen into our roles really well, So we've got the first track out now, which is a John Holt cover.
Like the shadows on the wall, come and lay down by my side.
Cover. Actually, Chris Christopherson wrote it originally. It was a country and western song, but John Holt had a hit with it off 1,000 Volts of Holt, and it's in the Heritage chart, and it's currently standing at number 24, which is amazing. It's only been in there 2 weeks, so we're over the moon about that. And I think there's a camaraderie between each other, because only other people that have done that kind of job understand what it was like. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a certain type of person that tours, and when you and I think that's why the banter came so quick, because with very similar types of people, but it was just so easy. And I think we like you've said, we're not out there, with the notice boards on the wall in the recording studios looking for a vocalist, looking for a bass player. We do it for the love of it, and we've come together because we enjoy playing reggae music and we enjoy performing live. And I think, as the four of us together as an amalgamation, we know we can come up with some quality music. And majority of it's going to be original material. The first one we did as a cover, because we just thought everybody would know it. It was easy to get your ears around. And also when my solo stuff is, I was with John Holt about 2 weeks before he passed away. And I was sat in a hotel with him in Holland with his grandson, having breakfast, and I said to him that I was going to record one of his songs on my solo album. And I mean, he probably couldn't give a shit really, but he kind of gave me his blessing. John Holt is very much loved between the four of us, do you know what I mean? So it was a pleasure to record that, and try and do it justice more than anything, especially for John Holt, do you know what I mean? Because like you say, you can do a cover and it can be really not just crap, but disrespectful sometimes, you know what I mean? So this is kind of with respect to John Holt, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I didn't mean you, like when I said that. I didn't mean that. I just mean you hear some tracks and people do a cover and you go, oh my God, what have you done to that song? You've just completely you've ruined it for me forever now, do you know what I mean? It's nowhere well, that's good. That's a great track. And And listening to that, and I can, from what you said earlier on, I can imagine when you was in the studio recording that, a lot of laughy faces nodding, and yeah, and this is, I can feel that in the song, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. And this is what hopefully the rest of the album people will feel the same as well, because obviously that was a cover, and we were doing it out of respect for John Holt and trying to do it justice, really. But the original material that we've done together, even us as the four of us, we're kind of looking at each other going, oh my, this feels like something special. Do you know what I mean? It just, when something's good and you kind of get it, but sometimes when you hit gold, you kind of have a special feeling and think, no, this is something different. This is next level. Do you know what I mean? And next 2 or 3 singles, even, that they're very, very. There's nothing been like them for a long time in the UK reggae wise. We're really proud of them, and we really hope that people link into it, because I think reggae music, like I said, in the UK, it's still there and it's still a thing, and people still love reggae music. But I think even the kids nowadays are kind of harping back down. The priority is to put about 3 or 4 good tracks out there and then follow it with a great album. We just want people to listen to good reggae music. And then we'll go and play it live. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what we do. That's what we go out and play live. We're touring. You've just hit the nail on the head regarding the old school reggae. And that's what we lost. In the 70s and 80s, certain bands were out there forging against the machine. They were like fighting the government. Everything was, it was political. They were making a political stance, and they were for the people. I think of late, those same bands have kind of turned over or bent over, and they're part of the machine.
Finished, but that's been Matt Hoy. Go and check him out. House of Faye, brilliant. Looking forward to what they're going to be bringing out. And as always, Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you, man. Really has. I wish you all success, and please say hello to the rest of the guys for us.
I will do, mate. Thanks for having me, mate.